in to your girl Siren right here on the Siren Speak Show. Now, you guys, listen, y'all know I have just moved, okay? So y'all gotta just be patient with me right now. I don't have my background, I don't have my setting, nothing is set up, and I'm just being as active as I possibly can right now, but not too active as to where I cannot come over here and go live for you guys. So we have a couple of topics, you guys, that y'all want to talk about, okay? And I was excited about these topics. You know, time management. A lot of us don't understand the importance of time management, you guys. I always tell you, time is the most valuable thing you have next to your body. Okay, so it's your time and your body, right? Those are the two most valuable things that you have. So we need to put a little more respect on time and on the body, okay? Because if we don't have the body, we cannot be here. And if we don't have the time, we cannot be here, okay? So I don't think one is more... The time, one cannot be more important than the other. I think they're parallel as far as importance is concerned. But let's go ahead and talk about the importance of time management, you guys. Also, we're going to talk about things that we need to kind of get rid of before we go into 2026, okay? So shout out to each and every one of you, you guys. Before we get started, let's go ahead and give a big shout out to our sponsors for this video, okay? Shout out to Pop and Quaz Family Restaurant in Cecil, Georgia. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring this video. Also, shout out to YBMB. I always got to say that slow. You know, your business is my business, okay? Is what it stands for, YBMB. Let me make sure I got this correct, y'all, because last thing I want to do is be all tacky and ghetto and be telling y'all the wrong name, okay? But YBMB Bookkeeping is what it is, okay? Listen, when it comes to your finances, your taxes, whatever it is, personal, business, it doesn't matter. They got you over here, okay? Over there at YBMB Bookkeeping. So make sure it's around tax time right now. You guys think I'm lying? Go check them out. I'm telling you now, go over there, check them out, get them ready to do your taxes this upcoming tax season, and then y'all write me with y'all testimony, okay? Lastly, we want to give a shout out to Southern Soul LA. You guys, it is a nice restaurant, a beautiful home food, all of this good stuff, cuisine in Los Angeles. So if ever you are in the Los Angeles area, you guys, and you are able to get a plate from this restaurant, I'm telling you, thank me then. Don't thank me now, thank me then, okay? So shout out to Southern Soul LA, and thank you for sponsoring this video, you guys. So now we're going to be talking about, like I said, we're going to be talking about things that we need to get rid of before 2026, you guys. We are also going to be talking about 9 hard truths, okay, that you need to know about time management, all right? Hello, and shout out to each and every one of you. Hey, everyone who's tuning up into the building. Thank you so much for saying hi. Hi to everyone. Hey, Marvin. Hey, Gopakuma. Hey to you. Hey, Ismail. How are you? Hey to everyone. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hello. So we're going to be talking about these 9 hard truths about time management. Many of you who reach out to me say one thing that you want to improve for 2026 is time management, because you feel like you may waste, you know, a lot of time. Yeah, I feel like I need some more light, but it is what it is. You feel like you may waste a lot of time, or you just don't know how to utilize your time to a point where it is very beneficial for you, okay? So we're going to talk about the first one, you guys. The first thing I want to let you guys know, if you don't have time to do something, that thing is not a priority. One thing I always tell you guys is you're going to make time to do what it is that you want to do. That's one thing you can say about any and everybody. Oh, I don't have time. But if it's something you really want to do, you definitely are going to make sure you have time to do it. So I think as opposed to you needing to work on your time management, you need to work on your priorities. okay? The need to get your priorities straight so that you can apply these priorities towards your time management, and you'll see that you'll get a lot more done, okay? So I think you guys, like a lot of us be like, oh God, I need to run over here and get some toilet paper, and then when I leave there, I gotta run by here and do this and that. But then you get all the way back home and be like, oh, I ain't got no gas. I think the need is for prioritizing, okay? When you prioritize what it is that you need to do, and then you'll see you'll get more things done. So if you don't have time to do something, that thing is not a priority, you guys, okay? And you need to see, is that something, like you should have made time to go get gas. Now you do need some toilet paper, I agree, but the need to go get gas is something that probably should have came about first, and then you can get over to the toilet paper, okay? So that's what we need to know in regards to time management. Work expands to fill the time that we allocate, okay? Work expands to fill the time that we allocate. Now, y'all know if you need to get them bills paid, you're going to make time to go to work, right? You know, you're going to make time to go to work. You're going to make time to get those bills paid or to get out there and make the money. So work expands to fill the time that we allocate it, meaning if you know you need to work 8 hours, right? You're going to make sure that you tune in to them 8 hours because you're going to want that paid. Now, if you feel like, oh my God, this week I really need to work some overtime, you're going to make sure that you make time for that overtime. So even though your typical shift is like 8 hours, you're going to make sure, oh God, okay, you're going to cut some things out because now you're going to prioritize because you're like, hey, I need more funds. So I'm going to cut these things out right here, but I'm going to make sure I use this time to get me some overtime. So we have to make sure that whatever it is that we do, you guys, we are filling our time, our day, the time throughout the day. That's the one thing you can't get back. You can get your money back. Okay, you can get items back, but your time is something that you cannot get back. So we definitely need to make sure that we fill our time correctly, that we are doing things that make sense when it comes to our time, you guys. You cannot get that back. This is something moving into the new year, okay, or the next year or the next cycle. This is something that we need to prioritize is our time. Stop giving people your time that don't deserve your time. That could be a job. If you hate your job, if it makes you sick to be there, if you feel like, you know what, I just don't care to be around this particular person, whatever it is, you guys, you got to make sure that you're putting forth the energy, okay, into what it is that you're doing with your time, okay? Time is perishable. It cannot be saved for later use. If you can't save your time, okay, it's not like you can say, you know what, I'm going to take 4 hours out of today and I'm going to push that back to next Friday, okay? This is a hard truth that we need to know about time. This is something that we can't, save. We can't put that in a savings. We can put our money in a savings, but we're not able to put our time in a savings. So we definitely need to make sure that we are prioritizing our time. Y'all, time is more valuable than your money. If you don't have the time to be here, you cannot spend money because you won't be here. So I think we need to stop putting things more important before our time, okay? We need to make sure that we understand that time is perishable, okay? It cannot be saved for later use. Happy New Year and Happy Christmas, Stacy. Hey to you, hi. You like my hat? Thank you, darling. Oh, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Okay, what's another hard truth we need to understand about time? Nobody can manage time, but you can manage those things that take up your time. Okay, no one can manage time, y'all. Let's say it again. No one can manage time, but you can manage those things that take up your time. Okay, so the clock is still going to be rolling. It's about what it is that you're doing while the clock is rolling that you have control over. You can sit there and scroll. You can be on your phone, you can be on the computer, you can take your time and waste it by doing things that don't matter. But you definitely want to make sure that you understand the importance. And this is what I'm the most important part of this message is for you guys to know what it is that you need to do with your time. Put a little more respect on your time. You say you're stuck. You're in your 3rd year in college for 3 years. Should you leave it? I tell you what. The first thing you have to do, remember, all is mind. If you feel like you're stuck, then guess what? You are putting yourself in a stuck position. Okay. I definitely want you to shift the way you receive or the way you speak, okay, about yourself, your time, okay? You definitely want to make sure that you are investing your time in something that you want. If you're in your 3rd year of college and you know, okay, hold on, and you know that this is something that you want to do, get it out the way. I mean, use your time wisely. Okay, hold on. I don't want to start a question and answer. Okay. Use your time wisely. If this college is something that, you know, you wanted to do and something that you put yourself, you know, on your agenda to do, get it out of the way. I mean, don't waste time by dropping out and then you have to go back, you know, just to finish what it is that you're doing. All right. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you so much. But I definitely wouldn't tell you to quit anything unless it is something you don't want to do. If you are in college for something that you don't want to do, then I would strongly suggest you go to college for something that you do want to do. That is a very critical, you know, aspect of your time. This is not something that you can get back. So if you feel like you've wasted 3 years, you can't get those 3 years back. Okay, so you definitely want to make sure that you think really long and hard about what it is you want to go to college for. What's your career field? You know, what it is that you want to do. And college is something very critical as to how much you're going to get paid in the future. So, you know, I don't know how it is or where you're from, you know, when it comes to college and when it comes to degrees and everything. And I don't understand or I don't know the relevancy of degrees in the future. Okay, I don't know the relevancy of education, okay, in the future, since we are introducing a lot of technology and technology has more access to information. So I don't know how important education will be in the future, but if it's important right now, I would say do your thing, okay? Continue to do your thing. But if you feel stuck, maybe you need to focus on the right field, okay? You need to probably choose a different career. Okay, so let's move on, you guys. Nobody can manage time, but you can manage those things that take up your time, okay? Everything cannot be done. Seek importance and ruthlessly prioritize your time. This is something that we all need to make sure that we are doing. If it don't feel good to you, don't do it anymore, okay? Put some respect on your time, okay? Time is something that we do not or cannot afford to waste. Some people waste food, some people waste money. You do not want to waste your time. It is an insult to you, okay? So everything cannot be done. Seek importance and ruthlessly prioritize your time. So make sure that you are making time for what needs to be done. If there's something that needs to be done throughout the day and you're too busy doing this, make sure that you prioritize yourself enough to say, you know what, I'm going to get this done today. I'm going to make time to make sure that I get this done. That way you're using your time wisely and you're using your time in a way that will be very beneficial for you. All right. Relaxing is not a waste of time. Schedule time for breaks. A lot of us think that because we're just sitting like this, we think that, okay, I'm just wasting time because you're not moving or you're not doing anything. You always want to schedule breaks throughout your day. We definitely need time to just woosah. You know, we always will need time to take a break. So make sure you schedule some healthy breaks throughout your day so that you can just, and you know, whatever you choose to do, if you choose to sit back and relax, or if you choose to scroll or search the internet or whatever it is you may do, make sure that you prioritize, okay, taking some time to schedule a break for yourself, okay? We need that every day. And I think we just move until we fall asleep. You know, we move until we just crash out, lay down, take a shower, and then that's it. It's over. All right. The next one, progress can still be made in a short amount of time. You're not too late. I know a lot of people who like to procrastinate, okay? And I tell people, don't say that. You know, they say, oh, I'm a procrastinator. I'm a procrastinator. And I say, you know what? Why don't you change what it is that you say about yourself? We never want to speak low of ourselves. Why don't you just say, I work well under pressure? Right? So as opposed to saying, I'm a procrastinator, I wait till the last minute to get things done. Listen, this is one thing about me. I work well under pressure. Okay. I am best at last minute projects. You know what I'm saying? So progress can still be made in a short amount of time. You're not too late. So don't feel like because you feel like, oh, it's not enough time to do this. You can definitely get progress. Okay. One other thing we need to know about time, knowing where your time goes helps you use it more wisely. So I think we need to focus on doing a time audit, you guys. This is something that I teach my class about, doing time audits, y'all. I think it is something very critical that we need to do so that you can take 2 steps back and see how much time throughout the day or throughout the week that you've wasted. A lot of you are not aware of how much time you waste. As a matter of fact, you know who does a time audit? Apple. Apple does a time audit on you, and it shows you how many hours out of the day that you are on your phone, that you are scrolling. And some people, you guys, are at like 17 hours a day out of 24 hours, okay? Some people are at like 13 hours. Some people are at like 9 hours. You guys, that is a complete and utter waste of time. I know we feel like, oh, I need my phone to do everything, but if your phone is stopping you from doing what it is that needs to be done, do you need your phone to do everything? Maybe you need to put your phone down, and maybe you need to, go to a computer or thing of that nature. Just get away or part away from the phone or from electronics altogether, okay? But you guys need to focus on doing something like a time audit, y'all. I'm telling you, when you do a time audit and you see how much time throughout the week you have wasted, next week, you're going to be like, okay, I'm finna get things done. I'm getting on it. Let's go. I got to get things done. Because this week, if you think about how many hours are in a day and how many hours you spent getting something done versus how many hours you spent not getting something done, you will definitely want to check yourself. Okay. Living on purpose is more rewarding than living in the flow. So definitely, you guys, we need to put purpose into everything that we do. We need to put purpose in our time. When we don't put purpose in what we do and in our time, you guys, we tend to feel dead. A lot of us, we tend to feel stuck. We tend to feel like things are not moving, like time is moving, but we're just being still. Okay. So we definitely want to make sure that we are using our time wisely. And I just want to challenge any one of you to do a time audit, okay? To see how much of your time throughout, even if you do it for the day, like tomorrow, do a time audit of today to see how much you actually got done within 24 hours. You will see how much of your life it is that you're wasting, okay? And not getting things done, okay? Things we need to give up before 2026. Okay, let's start off with excuses. How many of you just give, I had to break myself out of that. And I'm still working on that. Excuses. I have 50 million excuses as to why I didn't get something done, why I haven't started yet, why I'm waiting, why, it's just 50 million excuses as to why something hasn't happened, why something is not complete, whatever it may be. Whatever excuse you are giving yourself, and I'm not talking about excuses that you give to other people. I'm literally talking about the relationship between you and you. Okay, you know how it is when you say, you know what, I'm going to start saving next week and you don't. You know how it is when you say, I'm going to start eating healthy and you don't. I'm going to start working out next week and you don't. Now it's 5 months later. You know how many memes I've seen of people who actually have made memes about the fact that they procrastinate a lot of times, or they haven't get anything done, or, there was a meme that my daughter brought to me, and the person said, they made a goal to work out 30 minutes a day, And, what they'll do is the next day, if they didn't work out that day, they will add the 30 minutes to the next day. And they said, well, I'm going to start tomorrow. So according to what they made up, they should be working out for about 3 weeks straight. And I'm like, it was funny, but it was true, because we give ourselves more excuses than we give anybody else, you guys. Don't give yourself an excuse anymore to not do what it is that you set yourself up to do or that you want to do. Because the first person to lie to you is you. Everybody else is only going to follow what it is that you do. The first person to lie to you is you. But we will be quick to get mad at other people for lying to us when we lie to ourselves. Okay? Another thing we want to focus on giving up for 2026, you guys, is gossiping. Gossiping is the lowest vibrational conversation you can possibly have. Okay? If you were to have a conversation where you use a whole bunch of curse words, okay, or low vibrational words, but it's just the way you express yourself. I've seen some people who express themselves and say very powerful things, but they use some very crazy words to express themselves, but that's just how they express themselves. That conversation with them using all of those derogatory words is way more powerful than sitting around gossiping. Okay, so whatever the gossip is, whether you are listening to it, whether you are scrolling and watching it online, or whether you are engaging in it yourself, it is a low vibrational conversation. Okay, it is a low vibrational conversation. It is a waste of your throat chakra. The more gossip you engage in, the lower your throat chakra is going to activate. Okay, the lower your throat chakra is going to decrease. So you definitely want to make sure you stay away from gossiping, okay? The next thing we want to give up by 2026 is self-doubt. Whatever it is that you want to do, you need to do it. When I say go for it, I mean go for it. Whatever it is, you should not. The only thing that can limit you is your doubts, your fears, okay? In 2026, you need to go hard and you need to go harder, okay? Go hard and go harder. In 2026, you guys, stop doubting yourself. Whatever it is that you feel like you want, you can have. It is already yours in some aspect, but everything starts with the belief that you can have it, or the belief that you can do it, right? That's the first thing. And I think we need to work on that as well. Do you believe that it's yours? Do you believe that you can have this? Or do you really think that it's just a fantasy or a dream, that you're thinking about or that you're believing in? Okay, so we want to remove self-doubt, you guys. Go for what, I don't care what it is. It could sound crazy. Go for whatever it is you want to do. Do not give up on yourself. Make it happen. There's no excuse. You can have any and everything that you work towards, okay? The next thing you want to give up, toxic habits. Okay, very much toxic habits, y'all. This is something I feel like, now when I say toxic habits, you don't have to get rid of all of them in 2026, but at least focus on one or two. We all have multiple toxic habits. I myself am working on toxic habits, okay, that I have been fighting for a very long time. I have gotten rid of quite a bit. Like each year, I probably get rid of maybe 2 toxic habits, I used to be a sucker for a crab cake, you guys. That was me. That was a toxic habit of me consuming crab cakes because I'm not supposed to consume shellfish. So how do you tell that to a girl who loves crab and lobster? And I did eat shrimp at one point. But yeah, I am not supposed to consume shellfish. That was something that I had to work towards getting rid of because it was a toxic habit of mine to go out and order something, okay, that I know I'm not supposed to have. So that's something you guys want to focus on. What are your toxic habits? You don't have to do them all at once, but you can focus on one, work that one for like about 6 months, and then towards the latter of the year, work towards releasing another toxic habit. Another thing we want to get rid of is fear of failure. We always feel like What if it don't happen? What if I do it? What if I make a fool of myself? What if you don't? What if everything works out fine? You want to start shifting your what if. What if everything works out fine? What if it happens and come through a lot faster than I expected? What if I supersede my goal? We have to really stop living in fear, you guys. That fear cannot go where you're trying to go if your goal is success, okay? So we got to make sure that we get rid of those fears of failures, those fears of, what if something happened? What if something great happens, okay? You got to shift that what if. Whenever a low vibrational what if comes, stop yourself and raise it, okay? So what if I fail? What if I win? You know what I'm saying? You got to learn how to just switch it and raise it just a little bit, okay? Procrastination is something, let's go. Just get it done. Get started on it, okay? Remember, you only are going to experience what it is that you move towards. So let's get procrastination out of the way. Negative self-talk, you guys. I don't know too many people who still do that, but if you're somebody who's still negative self-talk, like, girl, I ain't gonna never, or this is not for me, or I'm not that smart, or stop it. Because a lot of our most successful and powerful people did not graduate high school. You guys call this Beyonce internet, and she didn't graduate high school. She went back and got her GED. Okay, but you guys are dedicating the entire internet, okay, to her. So there's a lot more people outside of that did not graduate that are very much what we consider to be successful. So do not speak down on yourself, you guys, okay? Another thing that we want to get rid of is destructive relationships that and this doesn't mean just love. This is family, friends, work, and everything. What? Hold on. They should be. So another thing we need to get rid of is these destructive relationships. There's nothing like, a friend, okay? A friend who does not support you, but you're very supportive of that friend, okay? A friend who, when you're in need, they're not there, but you're always there for them. A friend who, will call you and spit all of their business out over the phone. Oh, girl, this what happened to me. But the minute you say, well, this what happened to me, it's, oh, girl, I'm gonna call you back. People who are not supportive, it has got to be a 50-50, okay? Whatever you give them, if you help them move, they need to help you move. If you help them, give birth to the baby, they need to help you give birth to your baby. If you are the maid of honor in their wedding, they need to be the maid of honor in yours. It has to be a 50-50, okay? It has to be some sort of balance in these connections. And this is when it comes to romance and also when it comes to general relationships, okay? If I respect you, you have to respect me. So we have to stop lowering ourselves, and we have to stop tuning into these lower vibrational destructive relationships that does not benefit us whatsoever, okay? Trying to please everyone, cut it out. The only person you should please is yourself, and everybody around you should be happy because you're happy, okay? That's all you need to focus on right there. There it is, very cutthroat. All right. Staying in your comfort zone, that's something you need to get rid of, because one thing I'm going to tell you is success does not feel comfortable. Success is the most uncomfortable experience you can possibly have. It is always like this. You know what I'm saying? When you're living in comfort, it's just, everything is just not moving. It's not going up. It's not going down. It is what it is, right? You may have a little bump here and there, but that's it. Success is it's like a roller coaster, okay? So if you're in a comfort zone in life, if you feel like you're comfortable, if you feel like everything is steady, everything is just going all peachy and everything is rather swell, then you may be in a position to where life may be a little stagnant or complacent, for you. So you may want to look into challenging yourself, doing a little bit more, expecting a little bit more when it comes to 2026, okay? Caring what other people think is something we need to not take into 2026, okay? If you care about what you feel and what you do and you love yourself, if you vibrate towards that honest and genuine self-love, then you should not have to care what other people think, okay? If you're doing something for the love of you, then that's all that matters, okay? Criticizing yourself or others. Now, criticizing yourself is very low vibrational, but when you criticize others, that is a very telltale sign that there's some inner turmoil that you need to address, okay? Because when we're talking about people or criticizing people, or, you know, that is a sign of jealousy, you guys, that we're just not happy for that person because we haven't done that, or we can't do that, or things of that nature, whatever it may be. Okay, don't waste your time on that. That goes back to our number 2, which was gossiping. You want to stay out of those low vibrational conversations, you guys. You want to raise, okay, yourself up. Saying yes when you really want to say no. How many of you do that? I don't care who the person is. If the answer is no, it should be no. No means no. Okay, if the answer is no, it should be no. That is point blank, period. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. This goes back to prioritizing your time by not doing things that you don't want to do. If it doesn't make you happy, if it doesn't bring you joy, if you don't feel right by doing it, then stop saying yes when what you really mean to say is no. Okay, now these are just a few things, you guys, that you can focus on giving up before 2026. Okay, we also talked about truth about time management and the importance of managing your time in 2026, because if you want to get things done and you want to see results, time management is going to be very critical. You cannot get 2025 back, nor 2024, no matter how hard you try. The only thing you can do is work harder, work smarter, and make everything that you do work for you. Okay, I want to say thank you guys for tuning in to your girl Siren over here. I'm working on my lighting. I'm working on everything that I have. Thank you guys for checking out my vlogs. Thank you to everyone who subscribed to the channel, all of the new subscribers. Thank you to the supporters of these lives, you guys. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, y'all.